And we like to say we're automating the ordinary to make hospitality staff extraordinary, right? People don't go to hospitality school to copy data back and forth from a spreadsheet or to update menu item pricing on point of sale system, right? That can be automated. They're there to meet with the guests or to take decisions that help drive more revenue and profit into the hotel.
All right. Well, it is nice to meet you, and I do appreciate you spending time with me.
Great to meet you as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys caught my eye, and I can't remember what started to catch my eye, but then I try to stay on top of what you're doing. I guess I'm very interested in the hoteliers automating.
Well, we won E20X last year.
Maybe
So
that was it.
that kind of got us, that was our first year in business. So I think we were, literally in business like 5 months or something, and we won the E20X. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And got us off to a good start. And it's been a great experience so far. We've got more than 2,500 hotels doing automations on the platform now in a little, 15, 16 months or something like that. It's a mix of on-property automations and central automations, like in the central office. But yeah, it's so far the results have been really, really good.
Remarkable, given the cliche that hoteliers are just so technology averse. Because what I did want to ask you was, are hoteliers, do they understand the opportunity for automation? I mean, do they really understand it?
It depends on who you're talking to. One of the parts of the journey, whenever you come up with some new company, you have to figure out how to position it, right? And this, I've been in hospitality technology for more than 2 decades now, and this is really exciting me. I mean, I can talk about automation all day long with hotels, but there's a lot of products out there that say we're doing automations and so on. New cloud PMS is ready for automation. Upsells, automate your upsell process. These new kind of guest experience platforms, automate this and that and whatever. We're not working with a Zapier or an if this then that kind of solution for the hospitality industry. Those are, I guess you would say, like user level or super user, power user, whatever you want to call them, level automation tools. I get a reservation, I send an email. That's not what we do. The tools that we use, and we do use tools. We use industry leading low and no code tools for automation and above property, like a cloud-based middleware. It's called iPass, Integration Platform as a Service. And the reason that we use these systems that are used in banking and finance and healthcare and so on is because they're extremely scalable and they're extremely secure. When you build your own software, everybody's going to interrogate you all day long, right? And we're using stuff that's used in other industries. And then we're taking this hospitality knowledge that we have from more than 7 decades in hospitality systems integration and development, and plus we have our hospitality consultants that are doing the design on behalf of our customers, basically the offloading that heavy lifting. So I think, getting back to your question, the hotels, they understand that there's a way to do automation, or that it's something you can do, but they don't always understand like what are good candidates for automation, how to calculate your ROI on automation, where to focus. It's not just let's make sure that when we get a new reservation, these 3 emails and 2 SMSs go out, right? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about more complex orchestration and integrations.
So how are you educating them on these opportunities?
That's the $1 million question there, right? That's the one that is taking some time to figure out for sure. So last year when we were working, everybody told me that they wanted pre-made automations. It was this pre-made automations. Turns out that doesn't work. You know why? Because every hotel has a slightly different process That's their secret sauce, and they want that secret sauce to stay no matter what. So we changed the way that we approach things, and we deconstructed automations that we had built, and we came up with this thing called accelerators. And accelerators are things that work with existing hospitality systems, also with ERPs, like SAP and Microsoft 365 Dynamics and so on. And that allows us to get data in and out of these systems really quickly. And then we just wired together the hospitality process. We also have a list of primers or inspirational use cases. So we give those to the hotels. We show them what we've done for other customers, and get them going. My favorite quote from one of our customers is from the CIO of Louvre Hotels, Mehdi, and he said that he'd been trying for several years to get process automation into Louvre Hotel Group, and he kept bringing in consultants that didn't have any hospitality experience, and he said it just kept failing and failing. And then he brought us in, and within 2 months, he had his first automation up and running.
Yeah. So it sounds laborious. It sounds like a complicated mess. So walk us through an engagement. Someone says, okay, come in and do XYZ. I mean, you did say, low code. I caught that. You've got some tech that you can bring to the table. You've got experience. I'm guessing a lot of your staff has worked in hotels, but so kind of walk us through an engagement.
Yeah, sure. So we start off with an obligation-free discovery session, and we work through some different areas with the hotel, like finance, always low-hanging fruit in finance. Reservation commission processing, checking to see that your commission payments are correct, things like that. There's always work there. But there's also stuff in revenue management, in reporting, F&B, groups, mice, something like that. There's what we have to do is kind of work with the hotel, that given their particular environment, we have to work through with the hotel and the hotel team members to find the area that fits their business in terms of where they're going to get the best ROI, because it's important for them and important for us that they get the quickest hit possible. Low investment, low effort, but high return. And that starts them on their automation journey, as we like to say.
So you've got, like you were telling me, 2,500 customers or 2,500 hotels already
that are using the automation platform in one way or another. Yes. Some are using them for on-property automations. Some are using them for central office automations, but yes.
Okay. So here's another thing that just caught my eye, and maybe because I'm just slow. You said a platform. So RobosizeME is a platform.
Mm-hmm.
So describe that for me.
So we deliver everything from the cloud, right? We have cloud integration platform as a service, which is it's a middleware, basically. That's where we do the connections into PMSs and POSs and CRSs and so on. And then on top of that, there's an automation layer. The automation layer has what you would call orchestration, which is that you can stitch together a series of steps and make it into a complete process. It also has the ability to plug AI components into it, like things that read pictures and things that read text, like AI-powered OCR and so on. You can also plug in generative AI, the chat GPT type of stuff, and bring that all together. That allows us to do a complete process automation.
Okay. And I'm not sure if you were alluding to repeatability, but you've got engagements where you've done things. I think I even read like rate loading, for instance, which revenue managers hate. How repeatable are some of these automations that you've created?
Some of them are highly repeatable. So the cool part is that each part is a distinct component. So that's what our accelerators are. So we have accelerators, for example, that work with reservations APIs or reservations modules with the PMS and the CRS and so on. That stuff is heavily repeatable. You can reuse it again and again. The workflows themselves, those can be reused and modified within or across different tenants. We have a multi-tenant model, right? And we share the licenses so that the hotels are not, they're only paying for what they use on the platform, which is really key to keep the costs down. So just to give you an idea on the repeatability, the average time that it takes us to deploy a new process automation is 2 to 3 weeks from go.
Wow, that's not long at all. I don't know that I have, and maybe I'm just naive, seen anything like what you're doing. And I always like to ask founders and CEOs, why are you different? Explain how you briefly touched on some of the PMSs that are now cloud and ready to automate and everything, but you're different. You're quite different than anything I've seen.
So the difference for us is in the approach. So we're taking a technology that's used by some of the largest financial firms, Wall Street firms, insurance firms, medical records firms in the world, and we're taking that and we're using it for the hospitality industry, right? So if you look at our automation technology is from UiPath. They're on the NASDAQ. They are a global leader. Both of the main technologies that we use are Gartner Magic Quadrant leaders. So UiPath, and also from an integration point of view, Oracle Integration Cloud, right? So we believe in bringing best of breed, but bringing it into the hospitality industry. And to make that work, we hire from the industry. So our hospitality consulting team, they're coming with a minimum of 5 years of hospitality operations experience, revenue management, distribution, group, something like that. Then we train them. We run them through a training course on process automation, how to design it. We get them certified in Lean Six Sigma for hospitality, green belts for process optimization. So they already know the industry, and then they know how to do this stuff, for example, with the hotel customers. So when I talk to other to hotel groups that are doing process automation in-house or with a big 5 consulting firm, the entire burden of defining the process is on the hotel staff. For the most part, we do a 1-hour discovery session where somebody shows us what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, and we're able to do 90+% of the work without them after that. And we like to say we're automating the ordinary to make hospitality staff extraordinary, right? People don't go to hospitality school to copy data back and forth from a spreadsheet or to update menu item pricing on point of sale system, right? That can be automated. They're there to meet with the guests or to take decisions that help drive more revenue and profit into the hotel.
Yeah. Okay. So you've said it a couple of times, and I finally got it. And I get it. That's a big, big difference. Is that the burden is on the hotel when you bring in consultants who don't know anything about running a hotel. You guys do, and you're doing it in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and I love it. That's awesome. Here's what we do. You guys figure it out. And then Robosize ME figures it out, makes the connections, spits out the data. That's great. It was very good talking with you, Stephen. I appreciate your time. I'm excited about Robosize ME and looking forward to what's next.
Thanks a lot, Jason. It was a pleasure to be here.
You bet.